deeper in it. We'll have a few plays for you. It's 7:03 tonight. It's game number 4. Rangers have not lost in the postseason until last night. Can they get off the mat? Or the Astros found something? Because, boy, Altuve looked good. Yordan Alvarez looked great. They were doing their thing yesterday, and they killed again Scherzer. But, I mean, Josh Young tried to keep the deadgum Rangers in that junk, didn't he? 2 home runs last night.
Josh Young's a beast.
I mean, that's the one thing about the Rangers. They lost that game. It was ugly and over pretty quickly. But that offense still put up 5 runs. And I do have to say, Christian Javier, boy, did he make me look stupid. He was awesome last night. He only walked 1 batter. He threw 5 2/3, only gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. He was pretty damn awesome. I totally had this game completely pegged wrong. You also have to give credit. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying it's the worst hitter in all of baseball. Did you see what he did coming up there with I mean, he went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And by the way, he got his first 2 RBIs off Max Scherzer.
How about that?
I mean,
Scherzer was on one last
man,
night.
he definitely was horrible last night. Didn't look good at all. And Yordan Alvarez, the dude's just awesome. And he got robbed of a home run. Got robbed from a bomb.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And still finished 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. He's batting .407 in the postseason with 10 RBIs in his 7 games. Yordan is definitely getting it done. But again, we got a lot of baseball to talk about. I'm fired up. Plus, we have this thing called a little NFL action tonight. That's right. Trevor Lawrence, game time decision. But if you look at that Saints team, I just think Carr's just is trash. I think he's overrated. I don't think he's a winner. The Saints team has only scored more than 20 points once, and that was against the Patriots, who basically looked like absolute trash in that ball game. I don't know. Everybody's, it looks so easy to take the Jags, and I don't even care if Trevor Lawrence plays. What is C.J. Beathard their backup?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
That little Rourke kid looked good, though. Nathan Rourke. Man, but I don't know, man. Tonight, the Jags right now, Saints are a favorite, 2-point favorite currently. I just feel like I got to pull the triggers on the Jags on the money line. That defense is playing way too good. And one thing Derek Carr likes to do, he likes to come off his first read, second read, and his third read all too quick, and then take a sack in a big moment. That's Derek Carr. Saints defense is good, but Jacksonville, the winners of 3 straight, playing some pretty good football. We got a lot of NFL news today to get to. We got college football. We got it all. Plus, by the way, what do you think about Julio to the Eagles? Didn't work for the Titans last year.
I mean, maybe he'll give you some in the red zone, but other than that, I don't know how much he's giving you.
Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And have you seen how unhappy Devontae Adams is?
No, I actually haven't.
Oh, you haven't? Man, he came out yesterday just basically saying that he's unhappy with his role and wins and losses. Like, that's not what it's for, like with him. It's about greatness. It's about what he's putting out there on the field, putting on tape. And I kind of feel like I get what he's saying, and then I think to myself, wait a second. He's first in touchdowns since he's left Green Bay and gone to L.A. First in touchdowns. 5th in receiving yards and 7th in receptions. So, I mean, he's getting the damn ball. I think it is about wins and losses.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
It ain't fun losing a bunch of games in Las Vegas. They're 3-3, 500 on the year. They do get to play the Bears, so they're going to be above 500. I don't know, man. By the way, though, speaking of the Las Vegas Raiders, I saw something yesterday that I will never be able to unsee.
What's that?
Do you know who their owner is, right? The Raiders owner?
Yeah.
Mark Davis, the guy who looks like Lloyd Christmas.
Sure does.
Do you know who won the WNBA Finals yesterday?
The Las Vegas Aces, John. Absolutely. What a win. What a team. Wow.
Do you know who owns that team?
I have no idea. I really don't.
Mark Davis.
Oh, good for him. Gets a ring.
Dude, he last night, though,
Awesome.
because I was just watching the old Sports Center late night.
Oh, yeah, and they were talking about him. Sure.
And they were showing the Aces, and then all of a sudden I hear, "Go, Mark. Go,
Oh, yeah.
Mark. Go, Mark. And all the girls are dancing around, and I look in the middle, and all of a sudden it's Mark Davis in a
Heck
white
yeah.
suit dancing
Heck yeah.
with all of his girls, man.
I love that.
Telling you one thing, that wouldn't be happening if the Raiders won the Super Bowl. They ain't going to be going, go, Mark. Go, Mark.
Well, you never know. I mean,
No, I'm telling you, it ain't happening, man.
if the times are right, if
Nah,
it's
bruh.
festive enough.
I mean, like, do you hear Devontae Adams? Do you think he's really upset about the usage, or do you think he just doesn't have any faith in the Raiders and the Las Vegas Raiders?
I think that's probably more likely.
Yeah, and it's hard to have faith in also Josh McDaniels. I mean,
Yeah,
even though
that's
he's
true.
But yeah, a lot of NFL stuff. Also, by the way, did you see what was it? Justin Pugh, the guy who went from the couch
Yeah, oh yeah.
to playing on Monday Night Football, or was that Sunday Night Football?
That was Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night. Hey man, Monday Sundays they
Hey,
play
I mean,
together,
it's,
bro.
yeah, exactly.
But did you know he signed a 1-year contract yesterday? So he went
for
from the
him.
practice
That's
squad
awesome.
to actually getting a deal.
I love that. That's great.
Great stuff, great stuff. But yeah, we got NFL action. We got baseball, man, big games. You got game number 3 for the Diamondbacks and, of course, the Phillies. You got game number 4 for the Rangers and the Astros. Can the Astros tie this thing up 2-2? I don't know, man. We're going to talk about this bad boy. But we also got to get into college football. We got some bets that I've been looking at. Remember earlier this week how excited I was? I was like, USC -6.5. Coming off Caleb Williams' first 3-interception performance at home against Utah. Who's got Cam Rising's playing, it's one thing. But what's that? Oh man, I can't even think of his name right now. Little freshman quarterback, Bryson Barnes or whatever.
Nailed it.
Is that right?
That's
Okay, yeah,
absolutely
man,
right.
I knew it was somewhere in my brain of mine.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is I've kind of been looking at Caleb Williams and USC and their whole situation, if you know what I'm saying. And it don't look all that good. My man Caleb has been absolutely terrible against top 20 defenses. Actually, top 25 defenses, if you just want to.
Utah's got a good defense. That's what they keep them in games.
Yeah, 5th nationally in scoring. Did you know that?
I didn't know it was that high. I knew they were pretty good, though.
I mean, right now, Utah is 5th nationally, allowing only 13.8 points per game. Caleb Williams, this season against top 20 defenses, 76 of 148, 880 yards, 6 touchdowns, 6 picks. That's 5 games, by the way, and they played 5 top 25 defenses, not top 20 defenses, but that's not kind of what you were looking for a guy who's already got a Heisman Trophy on his mantle, got keys to the Heisman house.
That's right. He's in all the commercials.
Doing all the commercials,
Yeah.
getting that Wendy's burger on. By the way, can I just
yeah.
say something? If I was Caleb Williams, I'd be like, bro, nah, man.
Why?
I don't
You
think
don't
I
like
want
Wendy's?
a Wendy's burger, but they put like cheese dip on it.
It's the queso burger. Yeah.
the queso burger.
Yeah.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, John, I don't know if he's ordering the queso
Well,
burger.
that's what I'm saying.
It's,
If you're gonna put my name to something, I ain't. Out of all the things at Wendy's, nah, bro, you ain't putting me on a queso burger.
I'm sorry. The loaded nacho cheeseburger and queso fries cheesy duo. Wow, what a duo!
Yeah, that's disgusting.
I think you can get a sandwich with the queso fries on the burger. Yeah,
That's gross.
Maybe, I don't know.
But Caleb Williams, who of course, the lines come out, your first instinct is to kind of grab, even though I was talking trash about Lincoln Riley on Monday, I was.
Yeah, you were.
But I was still thinking to myself, -6.5 against the Utah team that pretty much can't score. I kind of like that. And then I remembered how bad USC's defense is. Utah will be able to move the ball. Mm-hmm. They will be able to stop USC some.
Yeah.
This is a damn good defense, and you're going to give me now at 7 points?
Uh-huh.
I think I'm switching right now. Like, hey, it's
Hey,
Thursday.
smart.
I got to let the people know.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry for the people who are listening to me on Monday. But I'm jumping ship, man.
I like it. Hey, that's why we have a whole week, is because you have to look at this stuff. Things could change. You just got to figure out, what the best bet is, and you have done your research, and you found your best bet.
I don't know if it's my best bet.
For that game, I'm saying.
For that game, yes.
You,
But what
you
I'm saying
figured out
is,
the best bet for that game is
well,
that
I was thinking I
maybe
was about to
take,
pull the
Utah.
trigger early because I was afraid this thing was going to go to 7. And I was really just thinking
But now
about,
you like it that it's at 7.
No, I was going to say, and I was really thinking about, pounding USC a
Right.
little bit. And then you kind of start digging in a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
Maybe I wanted to move to 7, yeah.
maybe I haven't watched enough USC football this year.
Yeah. Easy to do, I guess.
Ooh, bad, 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 bad. So I'm not going to touch that thing with a 10-foot pole. And the other thing is that we were talking about Penn State and Ohio State, 11 o'clock on Fox. Talk about starting your Saturday off the right way. Remember how earlier when we were talking of the week with Jake Crane? We talked a little bit with David Cobb on Tuesday. Both gentlemen like Ohio State. I did a little bit of digging.
All right, more digging.
Now, this total opened up at 48.5. It has already fallen down to 44.5. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think Penn State's offense is going to struggle against Penn State's defense just like they did against Notre Dame's because Penn State's defense is that damn good. They're legit. And I'm telling you, this Ohio State offense, C.J. Stroud ain't walking through that door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not. And Kyle McCord isn't that typical Ohio State quarterback. I don't trust the kid yet.
I think that's smart.
I mean, yes, but look what he did on the final drive against Notre Dame. No, Notre Dame shot themselves in the foot. He threw an interception right to my guy, and my guy just dropped it. And then for 2 plays, Notre Dame, instead of having 11 dudes on the field on their defense, they had 10.
Twice.
Twice. Not once,
Yeah,
twice. Ohio State is at the shoe. And you got to give them that. But Ryan Day's been lost like last couple of years to Michigan. They owned Penn State. Ryan Day, I think, is 11-1 versus Penn State.
Is he really? Wow.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's absolutely beat the brakes off of them. But I will say, I think Penn State goes on the road and gets it done, and you're giving me 4.5.
I think you're right.
I trust Drew a lot more. I trust the running game. In a low-scoring game, I trust those running backs for Penn State and that big offensive line a lot more. And I trust also the defense, man.
John, I need
More
to
than
find
Ohio State.
I need to find the numbers because I saw the numbers over the weekend of Penn State has a great defense. They like to blitz a lot, and it's like Kyle McCord under pressure is like 20% or something like that, and then on the other side, Drew Ehlers is like 54% completion rate when he's under pressure. Like, it's incredible the difference of when these two guys are pressured.
And also, I think that, of course, Marvin Harrison Jr. is probably going to be the best athlete on the field during that game. Problem is, they just don't – I don't know. I just don't trust them to get him the ball enough. I like the running backs, that little Allen kid. I think he's going to finally have a breakout game that we've been talking about all year. I don't know. I've switched. I've gone off. I love David Cobb. I love my man, Jake Crane. Mad respect. Mm-hmm. But 4.5 points. Again, I'm not playing this on the money line. You're going to give me 4.5 in a game that I think is going to be extremely low scoring. That's a valuable 4.5 points, especially when I think Penn State can upset them. Because, again, we talk about Drew Allaire. He is replacing Sean Clifford.
Yep.
It ain't like, these Penn State, Ohio State games were tight and everything, but you got to upgrade in him. Mm-hmm. I couldn't stand the big red dog, so I've gone that way.
Kyle McCord under pressure has a completion percentage of 35.7.
Penn State's going to pin them ears back, and they come in to feast.
Yeah, so if they blitz heavy, they could get Kyle McCord uncomfortable very early.
I like the Nittany Lions. Very good games this week, and also Tennessee, Alabama. Right now, is it not screaming go under?
Yeah, probably.
It just feels to me like it's so easy, but sometimes that easy money bites you in the keister.
Brett says first team to get to 21 wins.
Did he really say that?
Uh-huh.
He already said that this week? Man, I need to pull the trigger because that sucker's going to start falling.
And then we had Pat Smith from Jocks on yesterday, and he basically said the same thing of it's going to be super low scoring.
The thing is I feel like it's going to be a low. Tennessee's front seven is legit. Alabama's offensive line is terrible. Jalen Milroe throws one of the prettiest deep balls, and he can run like the wind, but he doesn't run at the right times. He doesn't run when he should run, and he can't read a defense to save his life. But damn it, he can sure throw a pretty deep ball.
Sure can.
He's going to hit a couple of those against Tennessee.
I think you're right.
Joe Milton's definitely going to have some of those horrible things. Because Alabama's defense is legit. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with Alabama's defense. It's just that Tommy Reese led offense, which the OC, man, he just ain't been doing it from this year. I've been very critical of him this season. And also South Carolina, Missouri. I think this is going to be one of the highest scoring games of the week.
Which one? Say what game?
South Carolina at Missouri. They're in Columbia.
Yeah.
Both are in Columbia. One's in South Carolina, one's in Missouri.
Very different.
Missouri is at home. Missouri's Missouri's pass game is so good.
Luther Burden was named midseason AP All-American. First
Was
team.
he really?
He sure was.
Man, well, he's got almost 60 catches or something.
He's unbelievable.
Like, dude, I think he's almost got 1,000 yards.
I was about to say,
might have to play. He's got
name a
some
game like he hasn't
ridiculous
had like
numbers.
150 yards. It's insane.
It makes sense for him to be there. But I'm telling you, that Missouri team. Plus, they can also run the football. They got the Schrader kid.
Sure do.
I like this team. Cook's good. Schrader's good. Burden, the third. But South Carolina still does have Spencer Rattler. And Missouri's defense, which we were kind of chatting up earlier in the season, ain't nearly as good as we thought it was at the beginning of the year going to be. It really isn't. I think this is going to be a shootout.
I think you're right.
I mean, Missouri could drop 40 on South Carolina, I think, no problem. I mean, 35, easy. Let's do this. I'm saying Missouri's going to score 35. South Carolina, can you keep up? That total is, though, set at 60.5.
Maybe an over in that game, John.
I like it.
Yeah.
Man, I love talking about our bets, man. I could do it all day long. We got baseball to bet on today. Again, we got 2 baseball games. Game 3 of the NLCS. It's the first game of the day. It is the first game of the day at 4:07, something like that. And then after that, you have game 4 of the ALCS. As Houston got a big win last night. They put up tons of runs. Altuve was awesome. Did you know Altuve is second in all of baseball in postseason home runs?
I believe it. He's come up in some big
He's got
spots.
25 now. You know who's the number 1 all-time home runs in the postseason?
I do not.
Manny Ramirez.
Really? That makes
Man
sense.
Ram. But little man Altuve's got 20. Look, dude, he's like the
Crazy.
smallest little dude on planet Earth. He's got some pop. Man, speaking of having pop, we got Isaac Simpson coming up on the other side. We're going to talk the Ole Miss Rebels today at 12 o'clock with Evie Van Pelt. We also got to talk about the hiring expo going on with the Memphis Police Department. You can make bank with MPD, baby. In fact, go to joinmpd.com and check it out and see what you got to do. The hiring expo is this Saturday, 170 North Main downtown. It's 11 a.m. to 3. Bring your valid driver's license. Go check it out. And plus, it's like, what was it, $15,000 signing bonus? Mm-hmm. Damn. That's some serious money. But also, again, we got NFL. We're going to talk that later on. And at 12:30, we got a voice you might recognize. And we got Dax Harwood. And that's at 12:30. So we got a busy show. And right now, I hope you're busy thinking about your kids and Christmas and stuff like that. Because you can go over to Scooters Plus and get they got this cute little Jeep. You know what I'm saying? It's like a real vehicle, like not a go-kart, but it looks like a real Jeep. It's just mini. And ain't no Barbie car. It's the real deal Holyfield. Scooters Plus at 3425 Summer Avenue. Right now, you can go over there. They have a huge sale going on. It's an inventory reduction sale because they're bringing in all their new stuff for Christmas. But you can put $25 down. Bam, layaway. Pay on that bad boy. Santa Claus will come pick it up and drop it off at the house on Christmas. 3425 Summer Avenue. You need a golf cart when you're down at Pickwick or the lake or just driving around the neighborhood. You can't get a Dewey in a golf cart, can you?
No.
See a lot more and more come driving around my neighborhood.
Oh, they're popular now, yeah.
They've gotten extremely popular. But, man, Scooters Plus, they got motorcycles, dirt bikes, ATVs, UTVs. They got everything you need. So head on over there or go online to scootersplus.us. Check out their inventory. They're open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Isaac Simpson's next. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo Saturday, October 21st, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications and interviewing candidates on site. Salary starting at $54,611, increasing to $60,713 after probation. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkheimer, the Chevy Sheriff for Sunrise Chevy. The Sunrise Chevy Ranch has over 500 new vehicles available with interest low as 0% and rebates up to $4,000. A $10 million used car inventory specializing in late model GM certified and cars and trucks under $10,000. Bad credit, bankrupt, slow pay, it's okay. Sunrise gets you financed when no one else can. Check out the inventory and apply online at sunrisememphis.com or call us on the phone. Come in and see us, go online or call. Any way you do it, we'll save you money at the Sunrise Chevy Ranch, partner. 385 South Houston Levy in Collierville.
Start your day the right way at La Palapa with the biggest, baddest breakfast burrito around. Chorizo, cheese, rice, beans, and eggs served with fresh salsa, and it's served all day. La Palapa has daily lunch specials, all served with rice and beans, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Try a torta, breaded chicken, steak, chorizo, or ham served with mayo, avocado, lettuce, tomato, and jalapenos, all in a hoagie. Plus amazing soups and dinner entrees, all at La Palapa, 5255 Summer Avenue. La Palapa, the little hut with big taste.
Kevin Kugler here from Westwood One. Join Mike Mayock and me this week for Thursday Night Football from New Orleans when the 3-3 Saints host the 4-2 Jaguars. Jacksonville is looking for their first ever win at the Superdome and hoping quarterback Trevor Lawrence will be back and healthy after last week's knee injury. Don't miss any of the action of the Jags at the Saints on Thursday Night Football.
Right here on Sports 56.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets, guaranteed, when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. Hey, in New York, right now I'm looking at all of the unders for Jets offensive numbers. Passing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards. I'm looking at all the unders in New York. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win, FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789.
Jenkins Floors and More in Hernando is growing. This family business started up 5 years ago with just one pallet, and now they have hundreds. Tim, the owner, gets calls from people everywhere and can sometimes save them up to 50% on wood flooring, carpet, tile, and vinyl. Jenkins Floors and More helps with renovations, home building, and installation. Jenkins Floors and More, number 6 East Commerce Street in Hernando. Also in Little Rock and coming soon to Tennessee. Call 662-469-9350 for more information.
We all appreciate luxury. We love the newest technology. We want something that sparkles and looks great. Well, I've got it all in one place. It's called Genesis of Olive Branch, right at the corner of Highway 78, that's Lamar, and the first exit in Mississippi, that's Craft Road. Turn left and you will see Genesis of Olive Branch. And right now, you can get the 2024 Genesis GV70 starting at $49,480 with special financing as low as 3.49% on select models. How about the 2024 Genesis GV80? A little bit bigger, starting at $55,995, financing as low as 5.49% with a $2,000 rebate when trading a luxury brand. Call them. They'll even bring you a Genesis at your work or your home for a test drive. They're convinced that when you drive a Genesis, you're going to want one. Call 662-890-6684. Ask for Vinny. Genesis of Olive Branch.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes Rabbit. He choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that. bad, but he's broke. He's so stagnant, he knows when he goes back to this mobile home, that's when it's back to the lab again, yo.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio, hanging out with Brian Dacus. It's a beautiful Thursday out here on the Mid-South. You know what a Thirsty Thursday means, that right when I leave here, I'm going to go get the best part of getting off work is getting a big old Tito's. I like Tito's in water. It's gluten-free. Like, I get a little hydration with a little bit of the best alcohol in the entire world. And I can do it that way because it's 6 times distilled, then distilled in classic copper pots. Gives it a very unique flavor. Again, slightly sweet with that black pepper note, balancing everything out. Doesn't matter if you're crafting a cocktail or drinking a neat. Get your Tito's on today. It's time to talk with Isaac Simpson. Sure, Isaac Simpson's going to have a little opinion on what's going on with the Grizzlies. Maybe some Ja Morant news. What's up with them Tigers? Plus, I always got to ask him about his Cowboys. His Cowboys, are they back? They beat the Chargers, but are the Chargers really a good team? They've lost 3 games this year, all by 3 points or fewer. They've lost 3 games this year by 8 points, a combined 8 points. That's rough, man. It's a rough go. They had that great game against Miami opening week, lost the stupidest game in the history of the world against the Titans. I don't know. We'll find out from Isaac. By the way, what is Isaac up to, man? Isaac, what's up, homie?
Man, what's up, John? I'm good, man. How are you?
Man, I'm blessed. I can't complain at all. Back from a wonderful holiday. Did you miss me, Isaac?
I did miss you, man. 2 weeks, man. I had to go 2 weeks, man, without you, man. Glad you're back, man. Glad to hear that voice back on Sports 56.
Man, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now I got to ask you because I can't believe this. So yesterday, when I got up in the morning, you know how because you're just a little bit irritable sometimes, and then you start scrolling through your BS, and then you see that, and then you're like, what is this? And you kind of get a little bit frustrated, especially being from Memphis, because it's been there, done that. I'm not somebody who watches the same movie twice. I'm like, oh, I've seen it. No, I've seen it. I don't need to see it again. Yeah, it was great, but I've already seen it. I don't need to hear about this much more. But then I heard today, and I thought this was a great explanation. It was it Jarvis? Yeah, Jarvo was on with Dave Lotion today, and he was talking about it. And he said, Dave, I get your frustration and the other people's frustration in the Mid-South, but Ja is a superstar. The season is getting ready to start without him. You talk about getting clicks everywhere outside of Memphis. People who aren't paying attention and die hard from Memphis, maybe they're first just now hearing about this. And then when they go on and he comes back, they're going to do this again and again and again and again and again. And Memphis is just going to have to get ready because this is going to be just part of the story until it changes. If it becomes a redemption story, it'll be a great part of the story. But until it becomes something more than that, they're going to beat this bad boy. They're going to beat this horse till it's dead.
Yeah, I kind of felt the same way as you. I rolled over and got the notification on my phone. I was like, first thing that came to my mind was why? Why are we rehashing this? I think this thing has been covered to the hilt. You can't cover it any more than it's already been covered. It's been there, done that. Ja's been out of the news, no new incidents, nothing going on, and we're still talking about this. But Jarvis is right. You're going to hear about this all year long. Every new team that they play on their broadcast, especially, they're going to talk about it. Every time they're on national television, they're going to talk about it until Ja comes back. And like you said, hopefully there's a redemption story. I think that's all what we're wishing for. I know that's what I'm hoping for because we just know how talented Ja is. The potential, man, he's already a Nike signature athlete. You just hate to see him throw it all away. And be one of the most exciting players I think I've ever watched in my time watching the NBA, and that says a lot. You just don't want to see that go to waste. So we're all pulling for him in Memphis. He can be a big part of the city. We all know what he means to the city, to the kids in this city. Man, you just hope he can get it right. That's what we're all hoping for, man. But again, man, I do think even though I get it, but I also don't get it because Tim McMahon it's kind of been negative towards the Grizzlies for a couple of years now. I don't think he doesn't ever say anything positive about the Grizzlies. Just kind of weird time, and I get the season about to start, and they want to do it. I just wish that they hadn't rehashed it. Being someone that covers the team and being someone that's pro-Ja, you just kind of hate to see this stuff brought back up.
Yeah, it is a pain, but I will say one thing though for Ja, and it seems like the team. I kind of like the way that the team all met up. They all talked about it. It feels like they're using this as fuel for a fire, and like when you got that chip on your shoulder, instead of being basically I have arrived. That chip kind of sometimes a little bit of motivation can go a long way. It's set for somebody who's mentally as strong as Ja and just immensely talented.
Yeah, I mean for Ja Morant especially. I've talked about that on here before. Ja Morant kind of has that Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant type, trying to find anything that they can find to motivate him. And you imagine the chip that he has on his shoulder about all the talk that we've seen during this situation, that people have doubted him. You see all these lists coming out of top players in the league. He's not on them, top point guard. He's not on these lists. The ESPN list had him all the way down in the 30s for the top players in the league, which is absolutely ridiculous. Trust me, he's making a note of all this stuff. There's no doubt about it. I know Ja Morant. I know his personality. Any kind of slight that he can find, he's going to use it for motivation, man. And I'm hopefully that he's building all this stuff up and he comes back, man, and has a monster year because he definitely has the ammo to have a chip on his shoulder. No pun intended, but he definitely has it to have that chip on his shoulder to come back and have a really big season. So I'm hoping that's the way it goes. And that he uses it for motivation.
Maybe it wasn't intended, but it sure as hell was hilarious. Nice work, Isaac. That just got me tickled. I'm sorry. Got to know, though, when we look at this team that he's got right now, where are your concerns and what are you kind of excited to see?
Like I said, we've seen this team time and time again perform no matter whether Ja's down, Desmond Bane's down, Steven Adams down, especially in the regular season. We've seen this team continue to win games. And one thing that I'm really excited about is Desmond Bane. I think earlier in the season, we saw him at one point averaging 23, 24 points a game. And I think that's the same thing we're going to see during these 25 games where Ja's out. If you watch these preseason games, him and Tripp, man, look like they're ready to go. I mean, his midseason form, and Tripp made his first All-Star appearance last year. I really do think Desmond Bane would have been an All-Star last year if it wasn't for the toe injury. I think he has a great shot this year, especially when you're likely taking one of the guards out of the West and Ja. And the type of performance I believe that he's going to put up during those 25 games, I definitely think Desmond Bane's going to be an All-Star. So I'm really excited about that. Obviously excited to see Marcus Smart fits into the framework of this team. You had another former Defensive Player of the Year with Jaren Jackson Jr., who won it last year. I think it's going to be really fun. I think Marcus Smart's going to end up being a fan favorite here. He's one of those guys that dives on the floor for loose balls, just goes all out, kind of in that Tony Allen mode. And people love and appreciate that type of play here in Memphis. That's why I think he's going to be a big-time hit, a big-time player for this team. So I'm just ready to get started, man. I'm tired of the preseason. They got one more tomorrow night at Milwaukee, but we're live on Wednesday night with the Pelicans, man. I'm just ready for this thing to get tipped off.
Man, I can't wait. It's literally like we're inside of a week. Isn't that nuts?
It is, man. It's crazy how fast this year's gone by.
Man, it's just going with a quickness. Now, speaking of, when Ja does come back, and I'd like to talk about the Pelicans game and all that stuff. You'll be on here the night after that. I'm fired up for that. But when you look at, like, say, when Ja does come back, and you got Ja and Smart, Desmond Bane, Steven Adams, Jaren Jackson Jr. That's a beautiful starting five. They brought Smart in. They got rid of Dylan Brooks. But when you look around the league, of course, Dame Time went to the Bucks. You got you also got. I mean, it's kind of crazy. You got Holiday going now to Boston. It's just when you look around, like some of the offseason moves, who's strengthened their starting five the most?
I think you definitely got to look at Boston and Milwaukee. I think if Boston stays healthy with Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis, it's always a question of health with Kristaps Porzingis. But if he's healthy, man, that team's going to be nasty. Like, they're going to be hard to deal with, man. You talk about defense. You add Jrue Holiday to that lineup. You already have the leap with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And you have guys coming off the bench that can really come in and play defense like Derek White. That team's going to be hard to deal with, and I think this might finally be the year they break through. It just seems like year in and year out, they're the favorites, and they get to the playoffs, and they just can't make it all the way through. If they stay healthy, I think it'll be the year. Milwaukee, obviously, man, you had a guy like Damian Lillard with Giannis Antetokounmpo, Giannis is already saying in the preseason that he's never been this open. So that shows you the kind of look he's going to get. It was already bad enough, man. And you had another guy that you really have to, defense really has to focus in on Damian Lillard. That's going to open things up even more for Giannis. So that team's going to be tremendous. I think the Grizzlies being healthy, add Marcus Smart and get a little bit more efficiency. I personally think Marcus Smart is a little bit better as far as point of attack defense than Dylan Brooks. I think it's definitely an upgrade. If they stay healthy, man, that team can be scary as well. When you are talking about Ja, Marcus Smart, Desmond Bain, Darren Jackson Jr., and Steven Adams, that's a hell of a starting lineup, man. They got some nice pieces off the bench. If Zaire Williams, if his play that we've seen from him in the preseason translates over to the regular season, I mean, this team is really, really going to be a really good basketball team because they need one other guy to kind of be able to come off that bench at the wing and be able to play some defense, knock down shots. And he's looked smooth. Like I talked about his jump shot, he used to kind of spread his legs and kind of drift on his jump shot. His jump shot looks much improved. It's much more square to the basket, and he's shooting it with confidence. He's playing with a lot of confidence, and I think he just adds another dynamic to this team if that translates. You also think Santi Aldama is going to take another lead. I mean, you talk about Luke Kennard coming out the bench. They just have a lot of nice pieces. D Rose and that veteran presence that you have coming out the bench. They just have a lot of nice pieces on this team, and I'm really, really excited about what the Grizzlies can get accomplished this year.
My man, I can't believe this. I even got to the Tigers. I got so much more to talk to you about, but, man, I got the police up here. They're going to talk about how you can join the MPD, and I'm not going to leave them hanging. So do me a huge favor. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, man, you can definitely find us at Ethos Grizzlies, myself, David Williams, Candace Higgins. We definitely got a podcast coming out tonight and tomorrow. So go over to Ethos Grizzlies, give us a like and a follow. Definitely appreciate that. You can find me at TigerSportsReport.com, and you can also find me on my personal X page at Isaac_NBA. That's ISAAC_NBA.
Isaac, be blessed, man. We'll do it again next Thursday.
Will do, man. Talk to you next week.
That is my buddy Isaac Simpson. Again, we got the police hiring expos going on this Saturday, October 21st, 170 North Main Street. We're going to talk with a few police officers on the other side at 12. A little after 12 is Evie Van Pelt. We got Ole Miss. And don't forget at 12:30, a voice you're very familiar with, and Dax Harwood, who is a tag team superstar. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey everybody, Chevy truck season, it's here. And if you're ready for a new Silverado, All-Star Chevrolet, right here in Olive Branch has deals that are spot on to save you money. And let's be real, your good credit deserves it. Financing as low as $0. No payment for 90 days. That could be next year. Plus, you get $1,000 in cash, and All-Star has all the Silverados. Fall road trips, tailgating, Thanksgiving, Christmas, timing could not be better. So come to Olive Branch and drive a new Tahoe or Traverse. And if it's a certified pre-owned Chevy or any pre-owned you want, All-Star is loaded up. Camaro convertibles, Suburbans, Lexuses. If it's not here, just ask Jeff and he will find it for you. And Jeff and Kevin told me to thank all of you who are bringing your cars and trucks here to sell. You could get a check today for some crazy good money. Remember, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah or Bartlett or Carterville. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevy today or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
If you love sports and Mexican food, you can get the best of both at Los Cabos Mexican Bar and Grill on Summer near Graham. Watch all the big games on all the big TVs on all the walls at Los Cabos and enjoy premium tequila shots anytime for just $5.50. Celebrate every day with lunch specials from 10 to 3 and happy hour from 3 to 8. Lunch is just $6.75 to $10.99 and margaritas start at $3.99. Experience real Mexican cuisine along with great sports at Los Cabos on Summer near Graham.
Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo Saturday, October 21st, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications and interviewing candidates on site. Salary starting at $54,611, increasing to $60,713 after probation. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at triumphautosales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by Scooters Plus on Summer Avenue. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. Bryant Dake is hanging out with me. It is a thirsty Thursday. We're busy. We got football. We got baseball. 2 baseball games today. A big old NFL action. Is Trevor Lawrence going to play? I'm not sure, but the Saints offense is terrible with Derek Carr. And right now, maybe you're not feeling so good. You feel like Derek Carr. You might want to change in your career. I might have a little something for you. You need to go to the website, joinmpd.com, and you also need to listen to my new friends who've just joined me. We have Officer Payne and Officer Flanor in the house. There's a hiring expo that's going on this Saturday. That's right, October 21st, down at 170 North Main Street. It's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. There's also free parking at Mud Island Parking Garage. That's right there at Poplar Avenue and Front Street. We're going to talk about the things you need to bring. We're going to talk about maybe if I'm going to be on the radio anymore, if I'm joining the MPD. I don't know. But first and foremost, how are you doing, Officer Payne?
Man, I'm doing well. Thank you for having us out.
Man, I'm telling you one thing. I know I'm helping you out in the real world because, again, my wife, she heard that she's going to be happy. My girlfriend, maybe one day, baby. She had a very, very nice young man who was working with her, and he just left her after listening to my show because she was actually playing it in her office. She was listening to the show. She heard me talk about this a couple weeks ago. Now he's left. He's joining the best in blue. So it's definitely working. And I think one of the big things that's working is, my goodness, starting pay is ridiculous over here at the MPD.
Yeah, it's $54,611.
And that's the start. After 1 year, I hear you get a little bit of a bump. Your year of probation is over.
Yes, you get a little bump in pay, and then of course, if you have a degree, that's when those incentives kick in. So if you have an associate's degree, you'll get an additional 5%. If you have a bachelor's degree, after that first year, you get a 7.5%, and then if you have a master's degree, you're going to get a 10% bump in pay.
Mm-hmm. You also top out. I'm Officer Flanor. You also top out at $73,000 after your third year. So that's something to think about too.
$73,000 after 3 years, and what are you doing? You're helping your community. You're the best in the blue. You're joining the brightest, and it sounds like an unbelievable thing to be part of your community. Now, also, I got to know something. Everybody who thinks about joining the police department, you think about basically being a patrolman. Yeah. But I hear there's like tons and tons of jobs. If you like working with dogs, they have stuff in canine. If you have a pilot's license, they do, flying. I mean, there's just so many different jobs in the police department. A lot of people out there are kind of wondering, well, you know what? I'm not the most athletic person. I don't know if I need to go to it. There's something for everybody, isn't there?
Yes, that's correct. And that's what makes our department so diverse, because we have different avenues and different specialized units for people who have specialized talent. And so our specialized units include the motorcycle squad, so our motors, our mounted patrol, aviation, as you just mentioned, community engagement. They are in the schools, even working at the training academy. Even in uniform patrol, we have things such as the crisis intervention team, which is a great opportunity to deal with people with mental illness and learn about mental illness and how it affects our community.
Whoa, man, the police is doing a little bit of everything right now in the community. And again, it's a perfect time. Not only is your starting pay out of control, but right now, y'all have a little bit of an incentive to join. It's a nice little chunk of change.
Yeah. Yes. So if you have your associate's degree, you get an extra 5% increase. If you have your bachelor's degree, you get an extra 7.5 increase. And if you have your master's degree, that's an extra 10% increase. We also have $15,000
sign-on bonus.
Yes,
Did you
sir.
say 15K?
15K.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, you need to go to joinmpd.com and look at this right now. Again, it's this Saturday, October 21st. Now, maybe you're saying to yourself, oh, John, I'm going to be at a ball game on Saturday. Oh, it's a little late for me to find out. Go to joinmpd.com. There are other ways for you to get signed up and get in and, learn about what it means to become a Memphis Police Department and the opportunities that you're going to have if they can't make the expo. What are some of the things that they can find on the website?
So they can find an application, of course, on the website, and they can apply on the website at joinmpd.com.
Right there.
Right. And then, of course, if that doesn't work out for you, you can't get a hold of a computer or you can't get it to work on your phone, you can always give us a call, 901-636-1700 at the Training Academy, and we'll get you to one of our background recruiting specialists in the back to walk you through the process and let you know when our next event is or how we can get you to apply.
Everybody out there has got a cell phone, so we know we can do it that way at least. The other thing is, though, let's say you just now are hearing about this and you're like, you know what, I'm going down there on Saturday. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to apply. But what the heck do I bring?
All you have to bring is a valid driver's license. So just bring a valid driver's license, and then you should be good to go.
That's all I need is a valid driver's license? Myself, and I, and a valid driver's license?
Yes, sir.
And then I can figure out how to get $15K sign-on bonus. I can figure out how to make $54,000 in my very first year, all the way bumped up after your year probation to $60,000, $713. Please, let me just tell you something, son. That's making good money. And I also heard this is something crazy. Beautiful little bonus, great starting pay. You can almost do anything inside the MPD. But don't you get also a relocation? Let's say you live down in North Mississippi or Arkansas, if you're in this tri-state area. Y'all do a little relocation, help out.
Yeah, that's correct. And we know that your radio show is broadcasted online and across many different avenues. So, so we want to reach out to anybody who can hear us. And Officer Nora will tell you about our great our relocation bonus.
Yeah, so the relocation bonus, check this out, it's going to be $10,000. So picture the $15,000 along with the $10,000. So you good to go.
Moving on up. Man, I'm telling you, this is beautiful. And you have a career. Now, the other thing is, we talk about a bunch of young people. A lot of young people out there who are probably listening to this. And again, I'm bringing this up because of me. I'm a father of 2 daughters. My oldest is already done with school, but my youngest is a sophomore at Ole Miss. College is not for everybody. In fact, to be honest with you, I feel like college is a little bit of a scam. I don't know if I should say it that loud, because man, them bills be like lasting for a long time.
Yeah, they do.
But if you get out of high school and you're like, you know what, I know what I want to do. I want to be a part of the police department. Can you come down to this hiring expo?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm glad that you mentioned about the school and the cost of things, because we offer a way that we will pay for some of your school loans.
What?
That's through the city, yes. So that's one of our great incentives, too. So I am thankful for the city of Memphis who helped me obtain a bachelor's degree and also a master's degree. But they do help with those payments for school. So if you're in school and it's a dead-end type situation for you, or you just graduated and you need to pay off some of that debt, come on and join MPD, and we can help you. We can help you with that. Let us be a stepping stone to another part of your life.
My goodness, I've also heard that, say like you're a young person, we're talking about you're in school, you can help get your school paid for. I heard that you can retire after 25 years.
That's very true. And I kind of avoided your question, so for Nora, step in and tell them about the PST program is what he was alluding to.
Oh, yeah, the high school.
Okay, so the PST program, that's for people who don't meet the requirements. And what I mean by requirements, they're not of age, they're not 21 years, they're probably younger, and they don't have the work history or the military history. So they are the PST, and that's the police service technicians. They work with traffic, special events, and they normally do traffic control. And
we see them all over the city.
Yeah, with the brown uniforms and the white cars. So that's what the PST do.
And so our requirements for that are high school diploma?
High school diploma, valid driver's license. You got to have a clear background, and the starting pay will be over $40,000.
Man, goodness. One other thing I got to ask you now, somebody who's a little bit older like me. Let's just say maybe I'm tired of talking in this microphone all day. If you're a little bit older, I mean, is there still a place for you at the police department?
Oh, absolutely. You can go from talking on that microphone to talking on this microphone.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Smooth.
Hey, you can let them know. You can get on this radio, the police radio.
I'm telling you, they got something everybody. So if you're thinking about, your career's not going exactly where you want to, or you're a young fella and you just want to learn a little bit more about the Memphis Police Department, head on down to 170 North Main Street. It's 11 o'clock to 3 p.m. Just head on down there. Have your valid driver's license. If you can't make it, make sure you go to joinmpd.com. You need to check out, again, they have, take-home cars. They have pensions. You have health, vision, dental, life insurance, college tuition reimbursement, military kicker participation, 25-year retirement. 25 years? I've been doing this 25 years, and I ain't looking at no retirement. I'm telling you right now, join the best in blue. We'll be back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Your head explodes without forebodings too. I'll see you on the dark side of the moon.
If you want a deal, get to Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike, because we've got Jeep Adventure Days and Ram Power Days still going strong. If you're looking to save up to $12,000 off a new ride, we Gossett covered. Right now, take your pick. 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Summit 4-wheel drive or 2023 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon 4x4, $12,000 off MSRP. And 2023 Wagoneer L Series 111 4x4, $10,000 off MSRP. And if we don't have what you're looking for, Gossett can order it today. So drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett on the Pike, or shop online at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Wagoneer PS5 64,158, MSRP 117,430. Cherokee P88 76 88.9, MSRP 80,205. Gladiator PL 509 834, MSRP 68,815. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Sports and blinds, they just go together. And right now, all Sports 56 listeners get $50 off any order at Blinds Etc. South. Real wood, 3.5 to 4.5 inch plantation shutters made in the Mid-South are always affordable at Blinds Etc. South. And now get $50 off your order. Get your free in-home consultation at 901-681-0225 or go to blindsetcetera.southllc.com. Upgrade your home with custom-made plantation shutters and window treatments from Blinds Etc. South.
Start your day the right way at La Palapa with the biggest, baddest breakfast burrito around. Chorizo, cheese, rice, beans, and eggs served with fresh salsa, and it's served all day. La Palapa has daily lunch specials, all served with rice and beans, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Try a torta, breaded chicken, steak, chorizo, or ham served with mayo, avocado, lettuce, tomato, and jalapenos, all in a hoagie. Plus amazing soups and dinner entrees, all at La Palapa, 5255 Summer Avenue. La Palapa, the little hut with big taste.
Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo, Saturday, October 21st, 2023, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications and interviewing candidates on site. Salary starting at $54,611, increasing to $60,713 after probation. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know: Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood, across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswingerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Oh, yeah. 4.9 liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Bryant Dacus is hanging out with me. It's a thirsty Thursday. A little after 12, you know what that means. It's time to talk with Evie Van Pelt from the Rebel Walk, your number one source for all things Ole Miss sports information. Pretty big week. The Rebels are not playing at home. Nobody's going to be partying in the Grove. All the fun festivities. Nope, not this week, because they're going down to Jordan-Hare. And they got to play Auburn, and you know their coaches. Now you got Hugh Freeze down there. It's going to be a little bit of an interesting game. We also got to talk a little basketball because over at the Rebel Walk, they are extremely busy. But first and foremost, how are you doing, Evie?
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm excited you're back. I missed you. Everybody did a great job while you were gone, but I'm really glad you're back.
Thank you. It feels so good, man, when people miss you when you're gone. You know, I appreciate that. But I did have fun. Kids went crazy, had a lot of fun, and then also before that, I went and had my own personal fun in Colorado, so it was much needed.
Good. So you had your bye week, and you're healthy and everything ready for the second half of the season.
That's exactly right. Oh, and I'm so fired up for the second half. And, you know, there's a big one right now down in Auburn, Alabama. And there's a gentleman who's returning pretty close to home. Quinshon Judkins, when he started, what was it, at Pikeville?
Pike Road
High School.
Yes. And we actually spoke with the mayor of Pike Road earlier this week. Yes, we talked to the mayor. And even though I think the mayor is an Auburn fan, he's wishing Quinshon well and says he's always represented his family and friends and hometown in a way that makes him proud. So I think he'll be pulling for Quinshon.
That's sweet. That is sweet. I'm kind of curious though. Is he going to have a lot more? You know, a lot of people in the the crowd that know him. A lot of former guys that played with him in high school. Is he going to have a little extra juice for this one?
I think he will. I think his high school is less than 45 minutes away from where he started Pike Road, and so I think he's going to have a lot of friends and family there and probably some current Pike Road players. So that's going to be a fun game for Quinshon. I bet, as you said, that he will be juiced up for that one.
I will be. I'm ready for this one too, and I'm glad it's at like 6 o'clock. You know, everybody. I'll have a couple Tito's inside of me, so my nerves will be a little bit more relaxed. I'm looking forward to this. Now I got to know, first time the Rebels are playing against the Hugh Freeze team. I mean, well, they did it last year against Liberty. I mean, but I'm talking about an SEC team. Hugh Freeze. He thinks he's got the guys. How big is this for the Rebels?
Oh, man, I think it's really big. I think, honestly, with the way – I think there's way more pressure on Ole Miss just because Hugh's – I think Hugh has not won a SEC game yet. And so,
no, he's 0-3.
Auburn – I think Auburn fans are – they're not happy, but I think they know it's probably going to take a little time to get this thing going. Well, the Lane train is already going, and so Ole Miss fans, I think, would really be disappointed if they didn't win this one. That being said, Lane Kiffin told us Monday that Ole Miss has not won back-to-back games over Auburn in 71 years.
What?
And we won last year. Yes, we have not won back-to-back games over Auburn since 1951-52. So this is a big one, and Jordan-Hare is not an easy place to play in. They gave Georgia all they wanted, I guess, 27-20.
Yeah, they only won 20. Yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah, so, I mean, but think about that, 71 years. That's a lot of history to overcome this coming Saturday.
Man, that is a lot of history to overcome. Now, they do, I feel like, have the right guy pulling the trigger. Jackson Dart added to the Maxwell Award watch list. He's playing extremely well with all the talk about Walker Howard and Spencer Sanders. Looks like Jackson's just settled into that role and taking the reins firm. And everybody down in Oxford's got to feel pretty good about the way he's playing, especially if you look at his counterpart. Peyton Thorne, I just think, is terrible.
Well, tell us how you really feel there. I think, Kiffin was asked about playing, because I think they've played Robbie Ashford also. So, I mean,
but
think
he never
you're right.
throws. He's going to run the ball.
Yes. And I know, I think Kiffin tried to say that, oh well, I mean they're both good, and I mean he said all the right things, but yeah, you're right. They have struggled. Auburn's offense is pretty much dead last in the SEC in a lot of the key metrics. So, but the Ole Miss defense, I think, is 112th against the pass. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I've got a lot of confidence in this Ole Miss defense. I think they're really starting to gel together. I think they're really starting to groove in Golding's system, and so I'm excited to see them play. And we talked to some of them earlier this week, and they were asked about playing. Some of the players were asked about playing in Jordan-Hare, and it's a very very partisan home field advantage crowd for them. And their comment was, well, we went to Bryant-Denny. If we can, play in front of 106,000 at Bryant-Denny, we can play in front of, 80 some odd thousand there at Jordan-Hare. So that's really good that they've kind of got that
under their belt. Yeah. And the other thing is, though, is you just have to also, as a Rebel fan, I know the coaches aren't looking like this with the players, but dang, LSU beat the brakes off of Auburn last week. Like that was brutal. Like poor. I was even actually feeling sorry for Auburn for a little bit. I'm like, man, it was 20-0 with a quickness. But
that was they definitely covered that 10.5 point spread, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
So yeah, that was quite interesting. So, but I will tell you, I think Auburn is a little bit of a different team, maybe at home. They've shown that. I think Kiffin talked about their winning percentage at home versus their winning percentage on the road, and there's like a 20% difference. It's really actually pretty large. So they do play better at home, and Hugh Freeze wants this one.
Oh, gosh, yes.
I think, he's talked all week about, he just hopes one day his offense is like Lane Kiffin's offense. And, he's made all, he's been very self-deprecating, and we'll see. But I know he's probably going to have some little wrinkles to throw out there at the Rebels.
Were you on with the SEC coaches teleconference by any chance?
Yes, I was.
What did the two coaches kind of basically have to say about this matchup?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I think Lane is really, I don't know if you've noticed this, but Lane has been a lot quieter this week. We really haven't seen much out of Lane on social media before this game, and actually before Auburn either. So, before Arkansas either. So that's been kind of interesting. Basically, Lane just said that the Rebels have not put together a complete game yet. We saw the offense go off against LSU, but not the defense. We saw the defense do well against Arkansas, but then the offense wasn't quite as good. So he just wants there to be a complete game. And then Freeze, basically, like I say, he just really complimented the offense and said what a great offensive mind Lane Kiffin is and always has been. And so, Lane really focused more on his team. He really didn't talk that much about Auburn. Lane also said that Rebels have got to cut down on penalties. We've had some very costly penalties that have defensively that have extended the opponent's third down to a first down, and then offensively that have stalled us. So that's another thing.
And I could actually understand we're a little bit of, being a little bit more quiet, especially after that Arkansas game, because there was a stretch where I was like, what's happening? I mean, it was 17-7. You come out of halftime and you're feeling pretty dadgum good, and all of a sudden you look up and it's 20-17. Arkansas had the lead.
I mean, and that's the crazy thing. I think there was probably not an Ole Miss fan alive that was surprised. Like we were like, what is happening? But just Arkansas game, you just never can rest. I mean, that one, that was scary. That's always after 4th and 25. We're always going to feel that way. But Jackson Dart was injured, I believe, on the second play of the game, and not anything that kept him out of the game, obviously, but it did kind of hamper him a little bit. And and I think Trey Harris might have had a little hamstring issue during the game. I think both those guys are going to be good to go against Hugh Freeze's Auburn team. We are waiting to see what we find out about Jordan Watkins because
Oh, God, and he had the monster game last week.
He did, and supposedly last week in practice he broke a bone in his hand. And so, but, and he's the leading receiver in reception yards on the team, but he was, our sources say, out there. He has been at practice. He was there yesterday, full pads, non-contact jersey, understandably, but he was out there. So, we don't know. Lane told us Monday he, quote unquote, anticipates him playing, but, we shall see. But that's going to be that I think he's a big part of that offense.
With Ole Miss's offense, getting a little bit more healthy, Dart was, going through, I think, for like 153 yards. They really put it in Bentley's hands to run the football and Judkins, and they just held on basically at the end, but to be honest with you, and came back and won that bad boy. But you just have to feel when you go against a KJ Jefferson or a Jaden Daniels, and now you're going against a Peyton Thorne, you just have to feel like Pete Golding's guys have got to be salivating.
Oh, I think they are. I mean, my gosh, Jaden Daniels, I think, is one of the best quarterbacks in the whole country. I mean, that kid just impresses me so much. I watched him against Missouri, and I think he single-handedly defeated Missouri the same way he single-handedly last year defeated Ole Miss. Talented, and KJ, I mean, my gosh, he's immensely talented. And, it's funny because Coach Freeze talked about Pete Golding in the teleconference Wednesday and said, he's coached in the biggest of games and was with one of the best in the game, in Nick Saban for a long time. So, he has answers. And he did comment, that the Rebels are playing extremely hard for him and how impressed he's always been with Golding. And I do think that that's true. I think that Kiffin really challenged them after they gave up, 49 points to LSU going into the Arkansas week. And I think they really responded because I never dreamed they could hold Rocket Sanders and KJ Jefferson to 36 yards rushing, total. I just never dreamed that. So, but you're right. I think that, they're prepared. They said this week they're prepared for both Thorne and Ashford, but you're right. They're not, no offense to either of those quarterbacks, but, Jaden Daniels and KJ Jefferson are very, very strong.
You ain't lying. KJ Jefferson, man, he did a little forearm shiver to one of the Rebels players. I was like, damn. Damn. It's a full-grown man he just threw down with one hand. How's everything going in the tight end room over there in Oxford? Something that we talked about in the preseason, really, really wanted to take advantage of. Hadn't really been used that much.
Well, I think that they've had, a number of different things. Hudson Wolf was back, and then he got hurt, and then we lost Michael Trigg. And then Caden Prescorn, and Paul Kent had to have third. Yeah, so we had all that going on. And then recently, Caden Prescorn's dad passed away.
Oh, that's so sad. I did not know that.
Oh, he passed away, and it was during the bye week. And so that weekend, Caden was able to go home and be with his family. And Coach Kiffin has talked a couple of times. He's been asked about it, and apparently it was cancer, and it was something that they knew, was coming, which kind of makes it even harder because it had been a process. And Kiffin just, could not say enough how much he thinks of Caden Prescorn. I mean, he said what a man he is, the way he's handled this. So he's been really, really proud of him.
Oh, my goodness. That is, man, you just got to kind of root for him and everything. But going forward, I feel like since, if that room can get healthy, especially if he can get healthy, it can be something that kind of puts them over the top later on down the season, especially when they play that team, down in Athens when they play Georgia.
Oh, boy, I know. I think so, and I think that Caden is doing better. And just the bumps and bruises that you have throughout the season, I think that bye week really helped him. Although I will say, we got to talk to Clinch on Monday, and they are very well aware of the fact that last year after the bye, that's kind of when the wheels fell off. And, they lost 4 or 5 games there and finished so poorly. So they're all very, very aware. I mean, Quinshon said that they're, just they attacked the bye week, and that's what they're doing this week because, they remember that, and nobody wants that to happen.
Well, not only is Quinshon kind of going home for a little reunion, the high school version, but JJ, he started his career down in Oxford. I mean, down in Auburn.
Yes, he did. He, an Oxford high school guy, and then went to Auburn, and then now is in Oxford, and we're sure glad he's back. And I think he learned a lot while he was there, and he's, telling a lot of the kids about what they're, his teammates about what they're going to face in Jordan-Hare and what that's going to be like. But boy, I know Lane Kiffin is happy to have him back, both on the defensive line and when he needs him, on offense.
Now, one other thing before I jump over to hoops, a bunch of Ole Miss fans, are they right now UT fans?
Yes, absolutely. You got me there for a second because UT, I was thinking, wait, University of Texas, but no. Tennessee involved. That'll come next year. Absolutely. I mean, boy, if Bama could get a loss there, that would be phenomenal. I mean, there are still some who think that even if Ole Miss, now this is, I'm being optimistic here, although, I think Georgia this year, especially if they don't have Brock Bowers, their star tight end.
I don't think they're going to.
I don't think they're going to. So I think that I think he's one of the top players in all of college football. I mean, he's just outstanding. I think that they're going to look a little different without him, regardless of how talented his backup may be. But imagine if Ole Miss were able to get a win there, could win out. I mean, even if Bama went to the SEC title game, if Bama lost to Georgia in the SEC title, I mean, who knows? You could find these Rebels if they were a one-loss Ole Miss team making the playoffs. You never know.
And that Tulane win keeps looking better and better.
Yes, it does. And, I said that after that game because there were a few folks who were a little chagrined that we were behind at halftime of that game. And I said, I tell you what, I think that's, you're going to see that's a pretty good Tulane team. And, so I think that they have proven that. And Ole Miss, I think, is one of just a few Power 5 teams with 2 wins over ranked top 25 teams at the time. So, they're doing what they can. I know that they sure hate that Alabama one got away from them in the second half. But, and again, I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. Got to play Auburn, and, Vandy will play Ole Miss tough at home.
Oh, that's what you do, though. You can't help, man. You got to get excited each week. You're like, oh, if we could do this, this, and this. Oh, my goodness.
That's right. I mean, in A&M, Ole Miss has A&M at home, and I'm glad because you never know what you're going to get from Jimbo's team.
Neither does anybody down in College Station either.
No, and I think Coach Fisher's probably his seat's getting a little bit warmer and warmer.
I can't even imagine how hot it is. But, man, we got to talk about there's a new era starting in men's basketball. It's right around the corner. What's going on with Chris Beard? What's he talking about?
Yes. Well, he was at SEC Media Days yesterday, and one thing that I like is he is not looking at this like, okay, we're going to come in and we're going to build this program. No. He says it's all expectations. A lot of people don't think the first year matters. He said, I respectfully disagree. This is a quote, don't put a mulligan or an asterisk next to this first year Ole Miss team. It's our players, our staff. We're fighting time, but there's no excuses. Everybody has obstacles. So he is not looking at this as like a throwaway year of, we're just going to, try and build. So, that's exciting to see. And it's funny, they had, Matthew Morrell and Alan Flanagan, the Auburn transfer, at Media Days with him. And Morrell said that what Beard said to him to convince Morrell to come back for another season is that people think that Beard is coming in to build the program, down the road. But he's coming in to win in year one, Morrell said. So he said that was his biggest thing, because being a senior, he said, I'm trying, I'm not trying to look past, the present. So that's a big thing.
And when Chris Beard speaks, I mean, he's 14th in the career winning percentage. This man's taken 3 different programs in the NCAA tournament. He's one of those dudes. I think he could be 4 since 2016. Ole Miss is planning on making that tournament this year, are they not?
Oh, absolutely.
With those transfers that are coming in, whew.
Yeah, and I tell you what, basically, I think we were running the numbers, and I think he is averaging, if you look at where he was head coach at Little Rock, Texas Tech, and at Texas, he's won 70 games, so he's averaged 23 wins right off the bat. And so, I mean, that would be huge. And that was really one of the first things he said when he came to Ole Miss, when he was introduced, that the wins are going to come sooner rather than later. So, So, I mean, they were 3-15 in the conference and 12-21 overall last year. So he's got his work cut out for him, but he's got some really, as you mentioned, really talented kids.
Better season, the men or women's basketball team?
Ooh. Good question, my friend. Well, I just can't go against Coach Yo. I mean, I've seen what she's got. I've seen her practices, how she runs things, her enthusiasm. Just the transfers she brought in are so talented. And you and I talked about it last year when she said, "I'm going to do some damage in the portal," and she did. And I tell you, I think in fact, what was interesting is earlier this week, the preseason AP poll came out, and Ole Miss is number 12. And that's the first time they've been in there since 1995 in the preseason AP poll. 95.
And how high did you say they were? Did you say they were 12?
Number 12, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Ole
that's
Miss
the
coming
fifth.
to play this year.
That's right. Yes. So, I mean, they returned 7 letter winners, and then the 3 transfers, 3 Ks, KK Deans from Florida, Kennedy Todd Williams from North Carolina, and Carissa Richardson from Auburn. I think the men, no offense, I think the men are going to do great. I think they're going to really surprise some people. I think they were picked 10th. In the SEC by the media preseason poll. I think they'll do better than that, but I'm not betting against Coach Yo. I think she's gonna have her women. She told me last year they will be better this year than they were last year, and we all saw how well they did last year.
Yeah, it was a special season. This year, I guess, is going to be super bright. Now, you got to tell me what's going on for all the Rebel fans. What can they look forward? What are y'all working on? What's coming down the pipe?
Well, I tell you what, I am flying out tomorrow to Atlanta to try and figure out how to get a rental car there and head to Auburn. So we're going to have all the coverage from Auburn. I'm a little concerned because I got my parking assignment for Auburn, and I swear to you, it says Hayfield.
They're going to pick you up in a tractor ride.
I guess so. I'll be ready.
It's fall. It's that time of the year.
That's right, Hayfield. But so we're going to have all the coverage from Auburn, looking for that. Hopefully, a big win. We're going to cover the women's basketball is going on today, media day. So we'll bring everybody info on that and roll out some more content on men's basketball. And we had a baseball scrimmage this past weekend. The Rebels looked really good. I think we're going to see a starting rotation in the spring of JT Quinn and Grayson Saunier and Xavier Rivas, in no particular order there. But that they look really strong. Really was impressed with the Duke transfer Andrew Fisher, the shortstop Luke Hill. I think baseball is going to be exciting this season too. So we'll have a little bit of everything.
Man, hotty toddy. Everything sounds wonderful. Man, it's so good to hear your voice, Evie. Thank you always for joining me, and thank you for giving me your time. Everybody go to therebelwalk.com for all your Ole Miss sports information. Don't forget to follow Evie Van Pelt at Ole Miss Evie and The Rebel Walk at The Rebel Walk. Be blessed, dear. Be safe, and we'll do it again next Thursday.
Thank you so much, my friend. Have a good weekend.
Now, for all my Ole Miss people out there who, you don't have to worry about nothing this weekend. You're not going down to Auburn, or maybe you are. But if you're staying home, you're waiting for the next home game, guess what? This is the time when you go get your new cowboy boots. You get your new gear for the Grove. Wear Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. Again, they got everything for you, your family, your friends, your kids, your loved ones. They can dress you from head to toe. They got all your hats, cowboy hats, hey dude shoes, Western boots, work boots, dress boots. They got your jeans, all your fall attire. Check them out. And if you can't make it to 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch, then you can shop online at frontierwesternstore.com. It's very easy to navigate. You can shop by brand. You can shop by sale. You can shop by men's, women's, kids. Simple, simple, simple. Get on there, make your order, click, click, click. Next thing you know, it's out within 24 hours from when you place your order. And any order of $75 or more is shipped absolutely free. We got a very familiar voice talking with Dax Harwood, a WW whatever superstar. Which one is he a superstar? AEW? That's why I turned this thing over to my man. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
East Memphis Ace Hardware is more than just a hardware store. It's really a customer service store. With 20 employees along with complete inventory of items, big to little, finding what you need is easy. Choosing from a complete selection of Big Green Egg as well as Traeger and Weber grills. And the Garden Center has everything for your yard. You can get glass cut, repair screens, even new keys with key fob programming. Tools, nuts, bolts, screws, you need it, East Memphis Ace Hardware has it. And they're just down the street at the corner of Quince and White Station.
Memphis's oldest restaurant, Colette's, was established in 1923 to give Memphians the best Italian food possible. And I'd say they got it right. They are the creators of the barbecue pizza. It was Elvis's favorite, and I know for a fact that a large will feed one person all weekend. If you need to feed several, though, Colette's caters any event. Choose from homemade lasagna, ravioli, Alfredo, primavera, and so many other delicious items you can't help but enjoy. Impress employees or clients and treat them to Colette's for lunch or dinner. Plan ahead and get your holiday party booked at Colette's. Elvis's favorite place to go eat with his buddies at the South Parkway location, and Colette's even has an Elvis room dedicated to him. Call Colette's on South Parkway at 948-7652 or Appling Road at 383-1122. Colette's. It was Elvis's favorite, and it should be yours too.
Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo Saturday, October 21st, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications and interviewing candidates on site. Salary starting at $54,611, increasing to $60,713 after probation. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
All 36-month lease, $650 acquisition fee, Forte PE 678-6055, MSRP 21610, Nero P5017859, MSRP 41090, EV6 P5017859, MSRP 49687. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/23 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, the weather's getting cooler, but the deals keep on getting hotter at Gossett Kia South. What you got going on, Jeff?
Only the best deals you'll find on your new Kia, Randy. I've got 41 MPG Highway in a new 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $229 a month, $29.99 due at signing. I've got EV action with a 2023 Nero EV Win SUV, 253 miles of EPA estimated range, $269 a month, $49.99 due at signing. And a 2023 Kia EV6 Win, 134 city, 101 highway MPGE, $399 a month, $49.99 due at signing. All 36-month lease.
Plus a free charger with your EV purchase and Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Ready to unlock your home's potential? A huge sale has up to 50% off retail at Everything's Yours Appliances with 2 convenient locations in Mississippi, 7095 Hacks Cross Road, Olive Branch, and 8478 Highway 178 West in Visalia. Invest in new appliances knowing you got a great deal. Everything's Yours Appliances has no credit financing available with low down payment and delivery. Everything's Yours Appliances has all major appliances and name brands. Hurry to Everything's Yours Appliances, where customers are number one.
Encore. flavor. Corky's Barbecue.
Hi, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. A great way to beat the heat this summer is to stop into Corky's for happy hour and let us pour you an ice-cold draft beer. Corky's has the best happy hour deals around with our selection of local craft beers on draft for only $2. And check out our appetizer specials, including dollar wings and half order of barbecue nachos. Stop into any Memphis area location Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And if you're in East Memphis, check out our newly renovated location and enjoy our new patio.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
This is so cool. I'm Jay Morgan Harder, by the way.
Welcome back.
With Bryant for a minute here. It's an absolute honor and pleasure to get to do what we're about to do here. We got Dax Harwood on the line. AEW Collision comes to Memphis at the FedEx Forum this Saturday. It's going to be unbelievable. I'm so excited. I've had my tickets for months now, ever since they went on sale. This is great. And I want to bring Dax on here. First of all, Dax, it's an absolute, I can't tell you what a pleasure it is to get to talk to you here today. You're one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. One of my entry points into the sport. It's a pleasure to talk to you this morning. And I want to start here to get people to know you a little bit better. First of all, maybe if I wanted to get to know you better, real name David here, but Dax Harwood, what are your origins in wrestling? You know, some people grew up doing traditional wrestling in school and stuff like that. I know Paul White played basketball at Wichita State of all things. What are your origins into the sport of wrestling? I know you were a fan as a child. How did you get your start? Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us, by the way.
Yeah, of course. I think that we should probably end the interview now. I can't do any better justice for myself than what you did. It is my pleasure, first of all, to be here. Thank you guys for having me on. As far as wrestling, man, I can't remember a time in my life when I wasn't infatuated with wrestling. I loved wrestling. My dad introduced me to it when I was very, very young. And, of course, being from North Carolina, the favorite of the house was Flair and the Horsemen, and we just were infatuated with them, and then we moved on. And I remember, the day that I wanted to become a professional wrestler, the day that I decided I was going to become a professional wrestler was June 23rd or 13th, one of the two, 1993. I was watching the King of the Ring pay-per-view. I got it for my birthday, and I watched Bret Hart have 3 incredible matches, and just the way that he valiantly fought throughout those 3 matches made me believe in him in a way that no other wrestler, no other entertainer, actor, musician, nothing had made me feel before. And I remember looking at my mom and saying, that's what I want to do. I want to be a wrestler. So my whole life, all I ever, but there were 2 things I wanted to be, and it was a Power Ranger and then immediately a wrestler. But even through college, it was so difficult for me to find what I wanted to major in because all I thought about was wrestling. But thankfully, I graduated from the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. And, getting into wrestling, a sports background, I played high school football, basketball as well, tore my ACL, doing both of those things. Well, I partially tore in football and then completely finished tearing it playing basketball. Just went up for a jump shot, tore my ACL, MCL, and meniscus.
Oh, wow.
We had a very small high school, and there was no wrestling athletics, as far as in the county. But there was an after-school program that I attended in that was held at the National Guard Armory every, I want to say Wednesday afternoon after school. And I would go there and obviously never amounted to anything because we couldn't. But I did train, and I did, only because I loved professional wrestling. And then after I had my knee surgery in 2003, as soon as I was cleared from that, I found a wrestling school by a professional wrestler who was in WCW. His name was the Maestro WCW, and I trained under him and had my first professional match Friday, August the 13th, 2004, and here we are.
Wow. Your ambition truly, it comes off of you. I've heard you talk about before, you want to make that emotional connection with the audience, kind of like they did for you as a child, and you accomplished that as well as anybody. I really feel it when I watch you wrestle, and your ambition is infectious. It's palpable, and it really inspires me personally, especially when you got your start in WWE, because you came from the independent circuit, and you were friends with Cash Wheeler at the time, and it seemed like you had the great foresight to know you guys would be a great duo, but you were in WWE for 2 years before he was able to sign. What was that period of time like for you? I know you've spoken about anxiety a little bit as well. Did you feel any of that at that point? What was that time before you were able to team up with Cash Wheeler like for you in WWE?
Yeah, so, like I said, I started in 2004, and I traveled independence, and, if you look at the landscape of WWE, which was the only game in town when I came in, and even before that, in the 80s and the 90s, the WWE was a land of giants. That's cliche to say now because everyone says it, but it really was. If you were 6 foot tall back then, you were considered really small, and because the typical athlete was 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", even bigger, 250 pounds at the least. And so someone like me who's only 5'10", right now weighing in at 221 pounds or something like that, with a Southern accent, with no hair at all, it was very, very hard. It was very hard for me to get recognized on the independent scene by WWE. The only reason I got recognized was because of my, maybe this is too much of a pat on the back, but my wrestling ability. Mm-hmm. And they saw something in my ability, and they signed me. And I was signed 2 years before Cash was, and that's because Cash had a few prior engagements and obligations overseas in Japan and in England that he had to go to. But in WWE from 2000, I got married. This was all by coincidence. We had our wedding date set for a year. I got married on September the 16th, 2012. My wife and I drove to Tampa, Florida on September the 17th, 2012, and on September the 18th, I started with WWE. Never got a honeymoon up until about a month ago. We finally went on our honeymoon.
Wow.
But while he was not there, I was just training, trying to get my foot in the door and show him what I could do. I actually tore my other ACL in 2013, and as soon as I recovered from that ACL tear, Cash had just come on board with WWE, and we started talking. And immediately when I came back, my first match back was a tag team match with him, and that was in June, I want to say, July, something like that, 2014. And 9 years later, here we are.
Well, my last thing about your history before we get into your career in AEW now is right at that moment after you had your debut with Cash Wheeler. I've heard you talk about the support you had from Dusty Rhodes and kind of unwavering support, as I think you've put it before, when not everybody was supportive. How important was that? How fulfilling was that to have somebody in your corner like that?
It was awesome. This sounds like I made it up, but this is the honest to God truth, and Sami Zayn was there with me. 2 days before Dusty passed away, he was in the trainers room with all of us, and he walked in. This was after a live event that we had NXT had in Florida. He walked in, and Sami was there, and he said, "I don't care what anybody says from top to bottom on either roster. Scott Dawson is the best professional wrestler we have." And He compared me to Bobby Eaton, which was very, obviously huge for me, complimentary to me. But I don't know if he saw himself. I don't ever want to take that much credit in myself and Cash. I don't know if he saw himself in us, but I think he saw some similarities as far as not having the greatest body in the world, also having a Southern accent with a little bit of twang, and in the style of wrestling that we had, and in the way that I spoke, like my promos, interviews, whatever you want to call it, is not the typical cadence of a wrestler promo where, they pause and they stop. I just speak. That's just how I am. That's how I've always been. I speak from, it's got me in trouble a few times, but also I think that's one of the reasons that the fans, for some reason or another, are endeared to me, is because I speak honestly and I speak from the heart. And I think he liked that, and he always pushed for me and Cash on these live events. I think for so long they thought that Cash and I would just be guys who have made other people look good. And I still think that we do that now, but we just have a bigger platform to showcase ourselves. And we're given more of an opportunity to showcase ourselves as well.
Totally. You guys absolutely make your opponents look great, but you guys yourselves look unbelievable in the ring. And kind of transitioning to your time going to AEW, when you asked for your release from WWE, I've heard you talk about that you wanted to see some more, dedication or just more resources put into the tag team division. And rightfully so, first, I want to say as well, because I'm a fairly new fan of wrestling the last 3 or 4 years or so. And my entry point into the sport was tag team in AEW, what you guys are doing, the Young Bucks, the Lucha Brothers. So I think you were 100% right in wanting that to happen, because it got me into the sport in a way that I wasn't before. When you were leaving WWE and making that decision, because I've also heard you say you left a lot of money on the table, what was it that either Cody Rhodes or Tony Khan or whomever it was, what sold you on coming to AEW in the first place?
Well, speaking of, first of all, about the tag team division, the headline match for this weekend at Collision in Memphis is a World Tag Team Championship match between Big Bill and Ricky Starks, who both have become a star in their own right, against Claudio Castagnoli, who is an incredible professional wrestler, and Wheeler Yuta, maybe the best young wrestler in the world, and that's going to be a hell of a match. Obviously, I'm going to watch. But when we asked for a release in January of 2019, and we didn't get our release until a week before the pandemic. So a year and 3 months later, we got our release. And I saw how the tag teams were treated on Raw and SmackDown, and I knew that with my physical limitations, there was no possible way, and nor did I want to. There was no possible way that I would ever have a singles run, with Vince in charge. And that's no slight to him. That's just what he likes, and that's fine. I mean, I like my own stuff as well. But I knew that tag team wrestling would never be in the forefront. It would never be highlighted, in WWE, because Vince was not a fan of tag team wrestling. Never was. And if I believed in myself, I believed in Cash, I believed in our abilities, and I got into wrestling. Obviously, I got into wrestling to make money too, and that's a huge factor in it. But I got into wrestling to do something good for wrestling, because wrestling did so much good for me. And I've said it a million times, wrestling saved my life, and it really did. As a kid, I never got in trouble, never did drugs, never drank a drop of alcohol as a kid. I'll drink some tonight, don't worry. But as a kid, wrestling kept me on the straight and narrow, because I wanted to be like Bret. And Bret, he presented himself as that, as a hero, as a wholesome underdog who fought for everything. And that's what I wanted to be. And so I knew that if I wanted to give back to wrestling, if I didn't want to just sit back and collect a paycheck and go to catering and, clock in and clock out, that WWE wasn't the place for me, whether I went to AEW or not. I mean, when we asked for a release, AEW wasn't even a thing. Just so happens that when we finally got it, AEW was around and they were cooking, and the intrigue of the Young Bucks, who were 1A and 1B with us as greatest tag team of this generation, obviously enticed us to go to AEW. But ultimately, the reason Cash and I wanted to leave was because we knew we couldn't give back properly to the business that has made us, that has helped us grow, and given us the life that we have now. And AEW absolutely gave us that platform. Tony Khan absolutely gave us that platform. And I think that we've proven, and again, I hope I'm not patting myself on the back too much here, but I think we've proven that we were right when we left.
I agree. What you guys have done for wrestling and the tag team, the tag team matches are incredible. I can't compliment you guys enough. No flips, just fists. It's unbelievable. 10-time world champion Dax Harwood. I believe that's you and Cash are the only two guys to ever hold every tag team belt in all of the major promotions in wrestling. It's truly an unbelievable accomplishment for you guys. To your time in AEW and AEW in general here, I want to ask you, what are your favorite series of matches? And you could use the WWE too. I don't want to just hold you at AEW, because I want to nerd out with you for a minute here. What's your favorite series of matches out of these? The Briscoes, the Young Bucks, or how about WWE American Alpha, or one that I didn't mention here? What's your favorite series of matches between any other tag team?
Well, before I give you my favorite, and I'll tell you why it was my favorite. I can't go without saying what the Alphas did for us and how they helped us. We had a trilogy of matches with them that I would hold up to any standards from today in 2016. Those guys, we pushed each other. Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. Chad Gable is an Olympic wrestler. I mean, he was on the United States Olympic team. And we pushed each other because we wanted to blow them up. They wanted to blow us up. We wanted to work harder than them. They wanted to work harder than us. So there was a competitive rivalry that sometimes got a little physical, got a little heated, but we knew that the four of us could change the whole perception of tag team wrestling within WWE. And at least in NXT, we did that. And then obviously the trilogy with DIY as well. One of our most heralded matches, one of the matches that people call the greatest tag team match of all time, is the 2 out of 3 falls with DIY from TakeOver Toronto. I'm very, very proud of that match as well. And then moving on to AEW, we finally got our opportunity to showcase what we wanted to do, what we could do. The matches, the 3 matches we've had with the Young Bucks, they are some of my favorite matches in front of 81,000, just recently we 83,000 fans in Wembley Stadium. I'll never forget that one. But overall, above it all, I cannot forget our 58-minute match, 2 out of 3 falls with Bullet Club Gold, Jay White, and Juice Robinson. That one may be my favorite match we've ever had. 58 minutes on primetime national television. Doesn't come every single day for people. And we went out there and we pushed each other. We kept the ratings up. We also, and in ratings, I mean TV ratings. I don't give a damn about Dave Meltzer ratings. Yeah. But we kept the ratings up, and we also delivered a classic tag team match that I'm proud of. But the series with the Briscoes, I actually watched our 2 out of 3 falls match today during cardio. It was a 47-minute 2 out of 3 falls match with the Briscoes. And that trilogy, man, we all had something to prove because those guys had never got an opportunity properly to be on national television, and now they were in a national spotlight after almost 20 years as the ringleaders of tag team wrestling, the standard bearers of tag team wrestling. They finally got their opportunity with us, and it culminated in a dog collar match on December the 17th, I believe, 2022. And that match, I mean, that one and the 2 out of 3 falls with Bullet Club Gold neck and neck. They fight battle every single day between which is my favorite. But that 2 out of 3, that dog collar match, the emotion, the storytelling, the athleticism, the physicality, we put it all out there, and that one I think has as much right as any other match to go down as the greatest wrestling match of all time, man. And now I am being egotistical.
Well, I mean, you're right, though. It was unbelievable, and I'm just pleased to hear. Incredibly excited to know that I have something in common with Dax Harwood. I watch wrestling while I do cardio, so that's unbelievable to hear that you're doing the same thing. I want to say one more time. I got one more question for you, but Dax Harwood with us, part of FTR and AEW. Great trunks, by the way, in Wembley Stadium. Love the British flag on the behind. It was great stuff. This weekend, AEW Collision is coming to Memphis in the FedEx Forum, where he already mentioned it. World Tag Team Championship on the line between Ricky Starks and Big Bill that took the championship away from FTR. They take on Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. It's going to be unbelievable. And there's a battle of the belts in the show as well at the FedEx Forum. You got to get tickets for this. It's going to be an unbelievable show. My last question for Dax Harwood here. You just listed all these incredible matches, incredible series of matches between some of the best tag teams ever. Is there a dream match out there that you have now that you haven't been able to cross off? I mean, you crossed off so many off your list. Do you still have a dream match on your list that you haven't been able to get yet?
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. I mean, I guess it's a dream match for me. Hopefully the fans would think so too. But there's a tag team that revolutionized tag team wrestling in the 2010s. They were called the Motor City Machine Guns, and we have never had an opportunity to have a 2-on-2 match with those guys. I would love to. I would love to do that. But as far as dream tag team matches, man, I can't think of too many right now. I think it would be, it'd be fun to have a match with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, but I don't necessarily think it's a dream match for me. They're two incredible wrestlers, and but they're not technically tag team wrestlers. Singles wise, man, there are a few dream matches I would like to have as the singles wrestler. Like I would love to fight Ishii. I'd love to fight Shibata. I'd love to fight Eddie Kingston. Speaking of Eddie Kingston, he'll be there against Jeff Jarrett, who's making his Memphis return. They're going to have a hell of a fight this Saturday night at Collision. And,
did we lose him?
I think we lost him.
Oh, he dropped. That's too bad. Man,
too bad.
I got Dax Harwood. Truly, if you're not a wrestling fan, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. He's an absolute legend of the sport. Dax Harwood with us. Cash Wheeler's his tag team partner in FTR. I'm telling you, he just mentioned Jeff Jarrett. We're talking to Jeff Jarrett tomorrow. You've got to get tickets for AEW Collision and Battle of the Belts. So many titles on the line here. Dax Harwood with us. We're going to be back right after this.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Want to play a private country club but only pay daily greens fees? Meadowbrook Country Club in West Memphis is your place. You can now play a beautiful, challenging course for only $59 plus tax, including carts. Meadowbrook Country Club features champion Bermuda greens and now is available to everyone. A membership is only $350 per month and includes tennis, pickleball, and swimming, plus a great restaurant and bar. Golf Pro Mark can even fix you up with custom-made tricks on clubs. Call 870-394-4186 today for your Tuesday through Sunday tee time at Meadowbrook Country Club in West Memphis.
We all appreciate luxury. We love the newest technology. We want something that sparkles and looks great. Well, I've got it all in one place. It's called Genesis of Olive Branch, right at the corner of Highway 78. That's Lamar. And the first exit in Mississippi, that's Craft Road. Turn left and you will see Genesis of Olive Branch. And right now, you can get the 2024 Genesis GV70 starting at $49,480 with special financing as low as 3.49% on select models. How about the 2024 Genesis GV80? A little bit bigger, starting at $55,995, financing as low as 5.49% with a $2,000 rebate when trading a luxury brand. Call them. They'll even bring you a Genesis at your work or your home for a test drive. They're convinced that when you drive a Genesis, you're going to want one. Call 662-890-6684. Ask for Vinny. Genesis of Olive Branch.
It doesn't matter if you're at the lake, if you're hunting, fishing, playing golf, or just playing around, Scooters Plus can hook you up with the mobility that you need. Scooters Plus has the largest vehicle and parts inventory in the Mid-South and the best service department. You can choose from ATVs, UTVs, golf carts, motorcycles, dirt bikes, trikes, scooters, and even electric bikes. Come in today to start or wrap up your holiday shopping with 25% down on Christmas layaways. Scooters Plus, 3425 Summer Avenue. Call Sam at 458-8843 or go online to scootersplus.us.
Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo Saturday, October 21st, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications and interviewing candidates on site. Salary starting at $54,611, increasing to $60,713 after probation. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. That was our buddy Jay Morgan and Dax Harwood. He don't play no games. A little AEW action going down. But I got to tell you right now, we got to make some money. 407 on TBS, Phillies and the Diamondbacks. I love the Phillies. Yesterday I was wrong with the Rangers. Phillies are going to go up 3-0. And then the Astros might tie this series at 2-2. I love the Phillies today. Pound them. Ranger Suarez has been awesome. And the rookie, Fat, Well, his pitch is flat, and you're going to see it like a grapefruit. Philly's got 4 of their 6 home runs off the fastball. He throws that 45% of the time. Phillies. And Houston team total over 4.5 runs. I also kind of like the over 9.5. I don't know exactly who's going to win, but the Astros going over 4.5, I love that pick because Heaney, they're going to crush him. And plus, the Astros score more runs on the road than they do at home, and they scored more runs on the road over there in Arlington than any other ballpark. You saw they went banana sandwiches yesterday. I think a lot of scoring over the 4.5. Don't forget, after you make all your money, head on over to Meadowbrook Country Club. It's just across the bridge. That's right. It is at 1250 West Broad. It was private since 1959. Now it's semi-private. You can be a member for a day for $59. That includes the cart, par 71, Champion Bermuda greens, 4 tee boxes. It's awesome. And if you live downtown, become a member for only $350. That's Meadowbrook Country Club. For Bryant Dacus, I'm John. That's my time. Peace.
If you love sports and Mexican food, you can get the best of both at Los Cabos Mexican Bar and Grill on Summer near Graham. Watch all the big games on all the big TVs on all the walls at Los Cabos and enjoy premium tequila shots anytime for just $5.50. Celebrate every day with lunch specials from 10 to 3 and happy hour from 3 to 8. Lunch is just $6.75 to $10.99 and margaritas start at $3.99. Experience real Mexican cuisine along with great sports at Los Cabos on Summer near Graham.
Hey everybody, Chevy truck season, it's here. And if you're ready for a new Silverado, All-Star Chevrolet right here in Olive Branch has deals that are spot on to save you money. And let's be real, your good credit deserves it. Financing as low as $0. No payment for 90 days. That could be next year. Plus, you get $1,000 in cash and All-Star has all the Silverados. Fall road trips, tailgating, Thanksgiving, Christmas, timing could not be better. So come to Olive Branch and drive a new Tahoe or Traverse. And if it's a certified pre-owned Chevy or any pre-owned you want, All-Star is loaded up. Camaro convertibles, Suburbans, Lexuses. If it's not here, just ask Jeff and he will find it for you. And Jeff and Kevin told me to thank all of you who are bringing your cars and trucks here to sell. You could get a check today for some crazy good money. Remember, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah or Bartlett or Carterville. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevy today or go to allstarautogroup.com.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wollo said hello.
Response to the all-new Genesis Diamonds has been incredible. People are loving what we've brought to Memphis. Genesis is a different kind of jewelry store with more jewelry than you've ever seen in one place at prices you never thought possible. What people really love about Genesis is the transparency, the education. Genesis is revealing all the long-held secrets of the diamond industry. We'll teach you how to buy like a dealer buys, how to understand the ways diamonds are priced by the wholesalers, how slight variations in size and clarity can translate into thousands in savings passed along to you. At Genesis, our non-commissioned diamond experts are here to guide you every step of the way. Our diamond education will make you a better, more informed consumer. Even if you don't buy from us, we'll make you a more dangerous shopper when you visit other places. Discover the Genesis difference, forever changing how people in Memphis buy diamonds and fine jewelry. Now open at Poplar & Perkins, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
Spencer here with ATC Fitness. There's no better time of the year than now. Football and fitness go hand in hand in the fall. And with individual screens on each piece of cardio and multiple big screens throughout the rest of the club, you'll never miss a bit of the action watching your favorite team. ATC Fitness continues to be the Mid-South's choice for fitness, family-owned for 30 years, and proud supporters of Coach Silverfield and the Memphis Tigers. Join online at atcfitness.com. ATC Fitness, exercise your right to look good.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
Oh, come on, it's funny.
Can't do it.
Trick or treat, here's some meat.
Seriously, the Central Barbecue spot for October has been about Halloween for like 5 straight years.
Look, you've done the ladling Central Barbecue beans into their bag thing.
Yeah, I got in trouble both times. They didn't like the phrase ladling beans into their bag.
Well, what else happens in October? Hey, I tell you what, do they do any pumpkin spice stuff?
God, no.
That's good. I'm tapped for anything else for October. How about just a straight spot about how great the food is at Central Barbecue?
What, like Central Barbecue has the best slow-smoked ribs in Memphis?
Yeah, something like that.
Too boring.
It doesn't matter, we're out of time anyway.
Go where the season takes you, and it'll take you to